In May of 2021, Keemstar uploaded a video entitled Vanos Crew in brackets serious allegations. The video in question contained an interview between Keemstar and one of the Vanos Crew members, Ohmwrekcer. If you've been living under a rock since literally 2011, the Vanos Crew are a group of awesome gamers led by Vanos Gaming. They have the funny, bright colour thumbnails and Kevin MacLeod's sneaky snitch. You've heard of them. At this point, the Vanos Crew had already been involved in some amount of controversy, with one of the former members being accused of grooming kids. You might have heard about that actually. His name was, what was it again? Oh yeah, Minilad. Not only Minilad, but another former member of the Vanos Crew, Louis Caliver, had also been accused of sexually assaulting women, some of whom being minors. With the Minilad and Louis Caliver allegations already being fairly common knowledge, when more members of the Vanos Crew were starting to be accused of similar things, it was enough for people to start raising an eyebrow. Ohmwrekcer starts his interview off by saying,
it sounds to me, based off of what he said, that there was nudes of fans being exchanged in the group chat, which they've always called No Nonsense. It's a group chat on Skype, and there's also one on Discord.
Throughout the interview, Keemstar compares this to that of Call Me Carson and James Charles, two creators who have knowingly or not been in relationships with underage fans, with Carson sexting a 17-year-old at the age of 19, and James sexting underage boys who he claimed told him they were of age when he was in his early 20s. Allegedly, according to Ohmwrekcer, some of the other members of the Vanos Crew decided to attempt to set up 34-year-old H2O Delirious up with a 17-year-old, wherein he took the bait.
Okay, so Delirious, allegedly, his friends were worried that he was talking inappropriately to someone underage, right? They set him up and send a girl to go flirt with him or something, and then he engages in some, online...
Ultimately,
it literally just goes like this in the video. I did not edit this one. Anyway, for a reason that still eludes me, people saying not to trust Ohmwrekcer. Well, I, Matt from Haha Yeah, I'm here to tell you that those people are wrong and dumb and stupid and dumb, because Ohmwrekcer is awesome and based and always right. I mean, maybe it has something to do with the fact he apparently got the information from Louis Caliver, who we've already explained is not the best person, or maybe it's because, separate to this, he hinted that Terrorizer, another member of the Vanos Crew, knew about Minilads, or maybe it was because he kind of backstabbed his friends by shitting on them on drama a lot, although he definitely did not do any of those things and was correct in the situation, did nothing wrong, etc, etc. After the interview, Keemstar tweeted out a Twitter video explaining how he just talked to Minilad about the situation, and Minilad explained how apparently it was common knowledge within the group.
Okay, just got off the phone with Minilad, trying to get, his take on the situation. Minilad says that the story about H2O Delirious and the 17-year-old, he's like, everyone in the group kind of knows about this story. He wasn't around when this happened, but people have talked about it in the group. So in his opinion, he thinks this really did happen. He also said that the whole idea of this Skype group chat with the Vanos Crew, sharing nudes with each other, he goes, he was in that Skype chat and that didn't happen. He didn't see any of that. And Minilad says that he left that Skype group chat 4 years ago to go do his own thing. So maybe something did happen when he wasn't there, but when he was there, he didn't see any of that. So that's what Minilad is saying.
Now, ignore the many reasons Minilad could be lying to make his situation with dating children seem less apparent. He is definitely not lying because Ohmwrekcer is correct, obviously. Realistically, all that matters is there are screenshots of H2O Delirious talk about how he jacked off to a minor over Skype back in 2013. How Ohmwrekcer handled it, which was definitely really good by the way, it does not matter whatsoever. The next day, H2O took to Twitter to attempt to defend himself, alleging that the only reason Ohmwrekcer went on drama alert in the first place was because his friends didn't want to play video games with him. As an Ohmwrekcer defender, I have to say this notion is strictly ridiculous. He then posted to Twitlonger explaining how 9 years prior, some friends had decided to get Gar to message Delirious saying she was only wearing a towel. He was then invited into a voice call wherein he had what he describes as the equivalent of phone sex. He then found out that his friends had not only set him up, but had decided to record the entire call. After that, they apparently started heavily implying the girl was only 17. Clearly lies to discredit the angelic Ohmwrekcer. Speaking of, he also went to Twitter in order to double down on his narrative. That being the Vanos crew are full of pedophiles and people should be attacking them instead of him. He also tweeted, directed at H2O, a man who has admitted to having engaged in bad stuff with an underage 17-year-old girl has tried to come at me with personal attacks, with a whole group defending the situation instead of standing against it, tries to call me a cheater, yet a girl just reached out with this. With the images attached showing a text Ohmwrekcer received, which started with the statement, H2O Delirious basically used this platform to get news from me. No, you could say this is fake, but, I mean, what would Ohmwrekcer have to gain from lying? I mean, apart from making himself seem like he's in the right, which obviously can't be the reason because, you know, he's already in the right and being 100% honest for pure reasons. So yeah, as I've hopefully adequately explained, Ohmwrekcer was 100% in the right in the situation, and everybody else was wrong, and a bad person who does bad things, and why H2O Delirious is 100% guilty of everything and not just a bit of a dick. Anyway, I've been haha yeah, and I hope you've enjoyed the video. If so, follow Twitter and subscribe to YouTube. Thank you very much, Reddit100.